Stay where you are. Get ready to buckle those seatbelts down. We'll be back with the action coming up in just a moment. Alrighty, we're going to get it underway here in just a moment in the ring because we do have a dandy tag match coming in right now. A couple of young men that we just had to get out here and talk to. We played a little special on them last week, but our first time to talk to him, Mark Patton and Johnny Wilhoit. Boy, am I shook. I'm delighted to have you guys out here. I tell you the honest truth, it has been a long time since we have had a young team that has come out here and captured the imagination in such a short time. We've seen some great young teams like Rick Morton and Robert Gibson in here, but never have we seen a young team like you guys come in here. The fans love you, and everybody here right now really loves you. How do you feel about being in this area?
Oh, it's great being in this area, Lance. You know, the South is both of our homes, and we're happy to be here. These are great fans down here in the Memphis area and all over the place, and we're just happy to be here.
Mark, you're from Charleston, West Virginia, and Lexington, Kentucky, one of my favorite towns,
yes,
right, Johnny?
Yeah, I love Lexington, Kentucky, and, you know, I love this area around here, and there's a lot of great competition around here, and, you know, there's a lot of great tag teams, and we're just ready for it.
You know, I was thinking about it when we saw you for the first time in action in here. The fact of the matter is that you're young, bless you, and it means that you can't have all of the 15, 20 years experience that some of the teams do have. How do you feel about being at your age competing with the competition that you've got? Some guys around here are mighty tough.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're here. The toughest competition in the whole world of professional wrestling is right here, and we realize that we give up a lot of experience to a lot of these guys, but we think that with enthusiasm, we can make up for our lack of experience.
Jimmy, come on.
Baby. Let me tell you something. These guys are going to be a team of the future. You look great. You are great. Hey, Wilhoit, how you doing,
and I
pal?
happen to agree on
Well, let me tell you something, man. I've watched them the last couple of weeks, and they are a great team. They're a super team. Let me give you my card. If you need any help, any assistance in the future, please don't hesitate to call me, and you can call me collect. I'm going to stand right behind you over here, Russell. Here's a card for you in case you need me. Super team.
Hey, gentlemen, can I make a little suggestion to you? You know what to do with this when you get back out here. Mark and Johnny, new generation. Thanks for being out. We're going to be looking forward to seeing you in the ring.
Great team, baby. Great team. That's right. Super team.
Well, Jimmy, it's been a while, and it is certainly nice.
But let me tell you something. This is the greatest day of my life, Russell, and before it's over, it's going to be the greatest day of your life.
Every day is the greatest day of your life.
I feel super, baby.
Yes.
I feel great. I feel great.
I want to tell you, it's never a situation that Jimmy Hart is out here that he doesn't say, this is the greatest day of my life. Now, you told us via videotape you were bringing in King Kong Bundy. He was one of the biggest, strongest guys in wrestling. That is true. He was going to come in and beat the stew out of Jerry Lawler, leave him demolished in the middle of the ring. He not only was beaten by Lawler, he was knocked out right
All right. No. Wait a minute. No. Let me just a minute here, Russell. Hold it. Let me just say this right here. I know what you're saying, but look, I think you had, didn't you say you had a little piece of video, right or wrong?
Oh,
little piece
hey,
of video.
we're going to show the folks.
All right. All right. Go ahead, then.
All right, let's take a look right now and see exactly what happened when Jerry Lawler and King Kong Bundy got together. Look at Bundy, 450, standing right on the stomach of Jerry Lawler. Ooh. And that's after being rattled around by this huge wrestler. Oh, boy. Oh. Turnbuckle. referee, Paul Morton. Lawler coming up off the floor now. Bundy sticks his head through to pull Lawler's hair, and Lawler christens him with that chair. Hops on 1, 2, 3, and that's it. And the crowd explodes. In 9 minutes and 15 seconds, the King has retained his Southern heavyweight belt over King Kong Bundy. What a super win for Bundy.
No.
What do you mean, no? You just saw it right there. He beat him. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying, no about it. I'm not saying he didn't beat him. Sure, he beat him. He used a chair and he beat him. Okay, but that was last week. This is the future. You know, that's the problem with you and all the old people, and that's why you're so old and outdated. You know why? Because you want to live in the past. This is the future. This is now. This is today, man. Let me tell you something, Russell. I felt like you the first part of the week. I was sitting back, man. I was sitting back there in my office this past week, staring around, waiting for the phone to ring. The phone wasn't ringing at that particular time, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden, baby, I looked up on the wall, and up on my wall in my office, can you get a close-up of this right here? There you go. Look at this picture right here, baby. Superstars in professional wrestling. This was the very first family that Jimmy Hart ever had. Look at this, man. Look, there you are, the Dream Machine right there. The Dream Machine. He's home right now with a broken ankle, but he's going to be back with a family. Handsome Jimmy Valiant, okay? Handsome Jimmy, a superstar in professional wrestling. Dutch Mantell, a winner, baby. He is a winner. And there he is, Austin Idol. Look at Austin Idol. The fans buy his pictures, his T-shirts. Everywhere he goes, the girls scream over him. He is a superstar, all led by one Jimmy Hart. Back when, baby? Back when I had the first family ever together. Probably the best family I ever had. But like I said before, the past, but maybe the future too on a lot of things. And what I've got to say today, Russell, is this. The thing I'm trying to say is from now on, my services are going to be available to anything and anybody. If Dutch Mantell needs Jimmy Hart, they're going to be available to you, Dutch Mantell. If Austin Idol needs him, they're going to be available to Austin Idol. It goes back to the new generation of super team. If anybody needs Jimmy Hart at their ringside for advice or anything else, I will be there. But there's two people, Jerry Lawler and Jim Neidhart. Let me tell you something about this conspiracy, and I've had more time to think about it. You know, I was sitting in my office, and I put this whole thing piece by piece together. First of all, like I said, old people are able to be conned into anything. When I was growing up, when I wanted something from my grandmother or granddaddy, what did I do? Guy, your hair looks good, Grandma. She gave me $1 to go to the show with.
That.
Well, that's what happened with Eddie Marlin. Oh, Eddie Marlin. I'm not even mad at Eddie Marlin right now. You know why? Because Jerry Lawler is the most conniving, low-down, dirtiest person in the world. And to get anything he wants, baby, he'll resort to anything. So what did he do? He talked Eddie Marlin into a loser-leave town with Jimmy Hart. But what happened? That backfired. So then he went to the second best thing. He went to Jim Neidhart. And Jim Neidhart, he worked out this little plan with Jim Neidhart saying, hey, you get rid of Jimmy Hart and you will be #1 around here, baby. Why? Because Jimmy Hart and Jim Neidhart have absolutely nothing in common because I am the greatest thing in the world today and he's not. Look what happened to Humongous. Neidhart managed Humongous, right? Where's Humongous now? It took me 2 weeks to win the belt from Lawler and all of a sudden Neidhart has him and he's dead and gone. Where's Ox Baker, part of the family? And it can go on and on. The PYT can't even buy a win with him at his ringside. But let me tell you something, baby. Lawler, you caused this whole thing. Jim Neidhart is a puppet on the string pulled by Jerry the King Lawler. And I'll promise you this, baby. Before it's all over with, I will get even with you, Lawler, and I will get even with you, Jim Neidhart. But to the Idols and to the Mantells and the Tommy Riches and Eddie Gilberts, you need Jimmy Hart. Here is my card, baby, and I will be with you anytime, day or night. And you can call me Collect.
Don't hold your breath, Jimmy, waiting for the telephone. There you have heard it from Jimmy Hart himself. We've got action with a new generation in the ring. Coming up right after we take time out for this. Our big expiration of time match today is Rich and Gilbert going against the PYT Express. We'll be looking forward to that one. Coming up right now, Jim the Anvil Neidhart will be in a single match against Jim Jameson. And here come two folks out here, the spoiler with Neidhart. The match is in the ring. It's not over here at the desk. Every time you come out here, you end up with trouble, so why don't you just head right...
Shut up, chump!
All right.
And sit down before you get your nose broken, too!
All right, let go of it. Come on now.
Spoiler, check the curtains. Ha!
I hope you're satisfied.
The Anvil is never satisfied! told you to shut up, chump, and sit down.
Okay, spoiler. Good.
Austin Idol, you called me an habitual loser. Well, when I beat you, and you were mangled, and you were on the mat, and you were bleeding, and you were moaning and groaning, and you were all beat up, I looked down at you and said, you, Austin Idol, are the epitome of an habitual loser, baby. You're the loser. That jump's the loser.
Listen, as long as you're out here, what do you got the dumb-looking helmet for? This is a wrestling match out here. This is not a football game.
Don't you have eyes, chump? The helmet is so I don't get bushwhacked by any chicken, chump. Nobody bushwhacks the apple, baby. Nobody.
Yeah, I know. He can do whatever he wants to do. I wish he'd want to get in the ring.
You know, I had breakfast across the street at Woody's, and I saw Jimmy Hart out there. Will you join my army? Will you join my family? Here, take my card. Take my card. Every mongoloid, every little scrawny, know-nothing punk over there, anybody that was walking along this sidewalk, here's Jimmy Hart. Please join my army. Please come with me. You know what? I said to myself, there is another habitual loser. So how does this sound, chump? Austin Idol and Jimmy Hart tag teaming as the habitual losers.
You got a weird sense of humor. You're the only one laughing about it. Yeah, I know. We all get it, Jim the Anvil Neidhart heading up to the ring. Let's go for the introduction. Coming in at 221 pounds. Memphis, Tennessee. Introducing Jim Jameson. One fall, 10-minute time limit. His opponent at 280. Introducing out of Reno, Nevada, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Neidhart. His corner is guarded. Hard drop. Neidhart is gone with a spoiler. Let me get out here. Austin Idol. And Austin, we're delighted to have you out. We hope that the nose is recuperating satisfactorily and just about ready to go.
This nose is getting a whole lot better, Lancelot. You know something, but I want to get something right off my chest right now at the outset of the interview. I want to ask you a question, Lance. Tell me exactly what I'm holding in my hand right here.
The International Heavyweight Championship belt.
Now, exactly right. Now, nobody, I want to get this up front, nobody came to me and gave me this belt and said, here, Austin, we want you to be the International Heavyweight Champion. I had to go out and win it. I had to go out and work for it, just like any dude in the street has to work to bring home the gravy on Friday. Now, I beat some of the heavy numbers in the wrestling profession for this belt. I beat Terry Funk in Tokyo, Japan for it. The big bad man from Border, Texas, Stan Hansen, he bit the dust, tried to get the belt. And the man who claims to be the strongest man in all of professional wrestling, Ken Patera, and the list goes on and on and on. But I cannot, and I don't feel it is just me, but any other wrestler in the world today can beat two men at the same time. Now, I know in my heart, I know in the cockles of my heart, I can beat Jim Neidhart. But I can't beat Jim Neidhart, Lance, if I got the spoiler wrapped around my back or wrapped around my neck or pulling on my legs. I can't do it. So I've had a little idea, and as a matter of fact, I've just finalized a little meeting, and I know a lot of people are going to say, has Austin lost his mind? What, is Austin out? Is he slipping a little bit? Has he gone just a little bit off the deep end or something? Well, you know, for every wrestling hold, there's a counter. And I think I have come up, Lance, with a counter to any of Neidhart's seconds or managers or advisors, whether it's a spoiler, whether he brings out Rick Rude or whoever it is. I think I have found a counter. I have found a man who is dirty, who is low down, who has no morals, who will do anything and everything to attain success, who is a complete fanatic to achieve a goal. I'm talking about a man who will swim in the sewers, in the gutters with the rats. I'm talking about Jimmy Hart. As a matter of fact, I know what a lot of people are thinking, but I want to get Jimmy Hart out here right now.
Well,
if you can hear me, Jimmy, I want you to come out here now.
About it. If you're looking for just winning the match and beating Neidhart, you couldn't pick a better one to sit in your corner. He has led the victory for guys time and time again that had no business of winning. You got the right one if that's what you're looking for. It's a big victory.
Well, let me just say something. As far as your new manager or advisor, that was some heavy, pretty things you said about me a while ago. I mean, rats swimming in the sewers and you name it, man. That's a little bit heavy there, Austin.
Look, now just a couple of minutes ago, we finalized the meeting. I put my name on a piece of paper, and he put his name on the same piece of paper. Now, I want you to make a public commitment. I want you to commit to these people right here in this camera, like you just made a commitment to me, that you will be the same Jimmy Hart as you always were. You got a picture right there, and I just happened to see it. I want you to look at this picture right here. Take a good, close look, cameraman. If you can zoom in on this, baby, take a good look. You see Jimmy Valiant, you see the Dream Machine, you see Dutch Mantell, and you see, woo, the women's pet and the men's regret, the Universal Heart Club, Austin Idol right there. But look who is leading the pack, the King Rat. The king rat of all of them. It's you, Hart, and tell me the truth. Is this the most successful group of athletes assembled that you have ever had in the history of your wrestling career? Tell me yes or no.
Well, first of all, you're right. This is probably the greatest first family I ever had, and you're right. I am leading the pack, but rat, that's a little heavy for your personal advisor. But let me tell you something, Austin Idol, right now. I promise you this, brother, from the bottom of my heart. It will be a night that you will never, ever in your life ever forget. And that is a promise from me to you, baby. You can bank on it. I promise you, you'll never forget it, baby. I promise you this.
Well, Hart.
That's what Jimmy Hart promised.
Well, it sure is. But if Hart will live up to the promise that he made me in the back there, and the promise he just made us, after this match is over between me and Neidhart, they're going to forget all about Indiana Jones, dog. They're going to be talking about Indiana Idol. And I'm going to introduce you, Neidhart, to the Temple of Doom, baby, and the Temple of Gloom, darling. So buy your tickets because I'm going to finish you once and for all.
Okay, Austin, I wish you the very good luck, and I will only say this to you, that if Jimmy Hart does his thing to Neidhart like he can do, you got no worries in the world because he is the best at what he does that there is. We're going to take time out, and we're going to be back in just a moment. He has an impressive win over the King. He hasn't forgotten that, but if he continues in the style that we've seen him, what is called the old Jerry Lawler, he may come out of that one victorious. Jerry, we were just making some comments that we're hoping to see, and I think you're going to need it. I don't have to tell you, that same aggressive Lawler style we've seen the last 3 or 4 weeks when you go against Kamala.
Kamala.
Ooh.
I just watched the tape. Kamala. Whose voice was that, Lance? Was that you doing that?
No, that wasn't me. No.
Kamala. I like the way he changed his name from Cleophas. I remember him. But anyway, I'm not worried about Kamala.
Oh.
Because, you see, this is another one of Jimmy Hart's plots. This is another one of these goons that Jimmy Hart has brought in. And, you know, Idol said this about Neidhart last week, and it's true about Jimmy Hart, too, and I hope that Idol comes to his senses. I don't know what he's doing, but Jimmy Hart, just like Neidhart, is a habitual loser. And anybody associated with Jimmy Hart is going to be a loser. And anybody that Hart brings in to try to take this Southern Heavyweight title away from me is going to be a loser. You see, because Hart is a frustrated athlete. Hart would give his right arm to be able to get in the ring and do some of the things that he sees the wrestlers doing. But he is nothing but a skinny little stinking wimp. And he knows it, and he realizes that, and it eats his heart out. And he has to sit on the sidelines. He has to sit over here in a little metal folding chair, the little stinking, skinny, sniveling wimp that he is, and look on while all the other wrestlers wrestle in the ring. And Hart just has to sit there and be on the sidelines. And it kills him. And Hart, you see, it's not my fault. You shouldn't be angry at me. You shouldn't be angry at people like Austin Idol or Jim Neidhart just because you are just such a skinny little wimp. You know, we didn't make it that way. You know, last week he brought in Bundy, and we all know how fat Bundy is. Well, Hart is the exact opposite. You see, Hart is so skinny that, I mean, that, you know, when he closes one eye, he looks like a needle. Now, that's skinny.
That's skinny.
Now, Hart, I just wish that one time down there Monday night, when we get this goon Kamala taken care of, that you would just get in the ring and try to do what you're bringing in and paying all of this money and passing out all of these cards for. I wish that you would try it yourself. Try to handle the job yourself. Get in the ring with me one time down there, Hart, and I'll finish you off once and for all. Because that way we don't have to worry about you going after Kamalas, and we don't have to worry about you going after King Kong Bundys, and we'll just finish you off, and we don't have to worry about, you know, I'm sitting in the back there, and he's out here passing out the cards, and we had Austin Idol, who's already made an agreement with Jimmy Hart to have him in his corner.
That's true.
Now, I've gone through that situation, and
yeah.
I know what to expect. I'm fixing to go back here and talk to Idol. You know, I don't know if he's taking leave of his senses. He's right about one thing. Hart is a no-good, sneaking, sniveling snake in the grass. But believe me, Austin, you better watch your back every second of that match. Because if you turn your back on him one time, brother, you know, I'll just tell you a little bit of story about Hart. When I agreed for him to be my manager, you know, I said, I know you're a snake in the grass, Hart, but I'm going to let you be my manager anyway. And sure enough, he turned on me. And he sent word back to me by Eddie Marlin. He said, you know, it's like getting bit by a snake. He knew it was a snake when he picked me up. And that's the truth. Now, Austin Idol knows that, and so be ready, brother. Just don't turn your back on him. But I don't want to get off the track. I want to tell you, Kamala, come on in, shoot your best shot for this belt. I've faced him before. He's big, he's bad, he's tough, but I don't believe he's any bigger, and I don't believe he's any badder than King Kong Bundy. And the old saying was true last week. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And, brother, he fell real hard right in the middle of that ring. And, Kamala, you're going to fall right with him.
Okay, Jerry, we'll be looking forward to that on Monday night when you go in there to defend that Southern heavyweight title against a very large one again in Kamala. You make your plans right now to be down there with us Monday. Bell time, 8 o'clock. We'll be looking forward to you picking up tickets today until 5 o'clock and all day on Monday for the action coming up Monday night. We've got more action coming in the ring. Get back to it in a second. A lot of the matches that Eddie's involved in, and Hickerson grabbed the camera away. Spoiler tore the film up, broke the camera, and I hope you felt proud of yourself hitting somebody who wasn't even involved in there, Phil. Don't turn your back. You hit Doug Gilbert, that's what.
Who's Doug Gilbert? Who's he?
Yeah,
Who's he? Who is Doug Gilbert? That's all I've been hearing.
Eddie's brother was just taking pictures out here, and you have to do a number like that.
I made a statement that I don't want nobody to take no pictures of me. And this kid, what did he do? He took a picture of me. Is the boy crazy? I probably knocked some sense in the boy's head, what I probably did. If he's a Gilbert, I know I had to knock some sense in the head. That's right.
Yeah, well,
that's right.
That's not the end of the story yet. I can tell you that for a fact.
Well, what are they going to do? If it's a known fact, the Gilbert, right? Is that the son of Tommy Gilbert?
No, it is.
Hey,
Tommy Gilbert's
everybody
son.
knows that I beat Tommy Gilbert's brains out about 4 years ago. Where's he at? Where's he at?
Well, he doesn't happen to be right
He's in
here.
a mental institution. I beat his brains out.
He may be back looking for you.
Hey, I am not hard to find. I'm not hard to find. I'm an easy man to get along. I'm a peace-loving man. Tell us, boy, I'm a peace-loving man, right? But one thing about it, when you see it, I've always been to win.
Yeah,
You looking at this man and myself, we're like a machine. Computerized, synchronized to do one thing. To win. That's the name of the game, is to win. I'll do anything. I'm going to do anything to get this Duke in the air.
Well,
Check the record books.
I know your record.
That's
You
right,
got an
baby.
amazing record as a tag partner of winning, but that's
Well, here I'll tell you that we're great.
there's no excuse in doing that, and I'll tell you one thing for a fact. Eddie
What do you
Gilbert...
want me to do? Take your hanky and cry over this
Oh.
kid? You want me to cry over this kid?
Hey, just get the ring with Rich and Gilbert, and by golly, that's all you need to do. That's what the match is, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Phil Hickerson in the spoiler.
You get a camera, take my picture, man.
Hey, they're taking your picture right now, as a matter of fact. We're going to take time out, and we'll be back in a moment. our final tag match. This, an expiration of time match that'll have Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert going against the PYT Express. Before they get in the ring, we've asked Tommy and Eddie to come by because I did want to get some comments from them regarding the situation of Hickerson and the spoiler, and they've had all to say that I think they're allowed. I sure want to hear from you guys, Eddie.
You know, Lance, I know a lot of people don't realize who Doug Gilbert is, and that's my youngest brother. And give you a little background on my family. You know, the day that Doug was born, I made a promise to myself that I'd be the best big brother that could be in the world. That I'd do everything in my power to do for Doug what I'd want a big brother to do for me. And that's whenever Doug has ever asked me to go out and pitch the ball with him or go out and help him get ready for a football game. And I put down everything and I've tried to help him. When he came to me and he asked me about taking pictures, because that's exactly what I used to do.
Mm-hmm, right.
And I said, man, I'll help you any way I can. You know, if he wants to be a wrestler, if he wants to take wrestling pictures, if he wants to play football, I'm going to help him. But when he's not involved, he's not a wrestler. He ain't got anything to do. I mean, he's out here taking pictures, and Phil Hickerson had no right in the world to do what he did to my brother. Now, you can abuse me, you can bruise me, you can beat me down, you can make me bleed, but don't you ever, and I mean ever, touch anybody in my family. Don't you ever hurt anybody in my family, and especially my brother, because you're going to pay, brother. You're going to pay with your blood before this is over with. And
Tommy, I know that Eddie's got somebody who is entirely in sympathy with his attitude about Dougie, and you're the man that's going to be standing right beside him.
Yes, that's exactly right. You know, a little background here. You know what it amounts to. Doug, he's out of school for the summer. He's been going with us, taking pictures, sending with Bill Abner. You know, he's got a cute little girlfriend, and he wanted some extra money to take her out. You know, so what it amounts to, what Phil Hickerson did, you know, that's the lowest form of life to me. And I'll give you some background about Eddie Gilbert and Tommy Rich. You know, we're more than just a tag team, Phil Hickerson. You've got the spoiler. But what it amounts to, we're a lot closer. You know, I used to pump gas when I got out of high school, and Eddie's daddy, Tommy Gilbert, would be at the service station next door working on his car late at night fixing it. You know, and Eddie Gilbert, when I first started wrestling, he was 14 years old, you know, and he used to take pictures of me and send stories in. So what you talking about? We're talking about background, and we're more than just a team. We travel up and down these roads together. You know, we go out and chase the pretty girls together. I mean, whatever we do together. And just like he said, Monday night in Memphis, brother, we're coming together. And it ain't going to be a 15-year-old boy you're punching, Hickerson. It's going to be Eddie Gilbert and myself. And just like he said, that's his brother, and he's going to do anything he can to hurt you, Hickerson, and you can bank on that, brother. Well,
I have no doubt about it that when it comes right down to it, Hickerson is going to have to eat a few of those words in there, Eddie.
Lance, I've never, since I've been wrestling, I've never made a prediction. I've never went as far as making a promise to the people. But this week, I made a promise to my brother, and I made a promise to my family. And Phil Hickerson, you started back wrestling, but you better think about going back down to Jackson to that club that you work in, because this is going to be the shortest lived comeback in the history of professional wrestling, because I've never had any hatred in my heart for anybody as I do you. And I'm not going to apologize for any of my actions anymore for what I do, because maybe you've done me a little good. Maybe you've sparked a little light in Eddie Gilbert, because I'm going to do everything I can to put you out of professional wrestling.
Okay, fellas, we got a match. Tommy, good luck to you in the bout, and this one coming up, we're going to be looking forward to seeing it. And right now, let's go up to the ring. Eddie Gilbert and Tommy Rich in the ring right now, and we're about ready to go with our expiration of time match. Is coming in, Norvell Austin, Coco Ware, better known as the PYT Express, as they're all decked out in their Michael Jackson attire. The introductions coming in, total weight, 459 pounds. Across the way, Eddie Gilbert and Tommy Rich. And their opponents today, known as the PYT Express, Coco Ware and Norvell Austin. Expiration of time for whatever we've got, that's what we'll get. Referee Jerry Calhoun, and we are about ready to get it underway. We may be underway before we are actually ready. Gilbert and Rich, without a question of a doubt, sitting on ready. They want to get it started. Jackets coming off of Norvell and Coco. Eddie Gilbert coming after Coco. Bell time. Here we go. Lance Russell at ringside. Dave Brown is not with us today, but he'll be back next week. Bang. Down goes Eddie. Kind of a shame that, and it all dates back to tag match, tag team tournament that Coco has the attitude that he has now, that everybody's overlooking. Rich feeds it to him also. He's a fine athlete, but he is down on his back and now runs to the corner to the waiting protection of Norvell Austin. Here comes Norvell. Eddie Gilbert dishing it out pretty good. Shoulder down on Eddie Gilbert. Over the top and down hard. Minute and a half of the action has passed in this expiration of time. And Gilbert and Rich looking very, very good. Eddie extremely determined, going after both Coco and Norvell. Norvell misses the right hand. Atomic knee on Norvell Austin from Eddie Gilbert. Tag, Coco Ware. PYT Express. Big. Tommy. Firing away at Coco. Tag on Eddie Gilbert. Tommy turns it back to him. There's no question about it. Eddie has really been on a hot streak in that ring today against a rugged team of the PYT Express. One more time. Tommy Rich pounding down on the arm of Coco Ware. Coco trying to get a tag on Norvell. Tommy just kicking his hands, and Rich and Gilbert swap out. Head scissors. Here comes Spoiler and Phil Hicker. We don't need that. They remember the interference fine of $1,000. Hicker's been trying to bait Eddie Gilbert, and he does successfully. Eddie comes out of there, picks up a chair, and the referee trying to keep him back. Tommy Rich banged from behind. Meanwhile, in the ring by Coco Ware. Coco holding. Norvell up in the top rope as the referee trying to keep Gilbert from going after Hickerson with that chair, and it's going to be Coco covering Tommy Rich. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. While the referee was out with Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert trying to pick up the chair and nail Phil Hickerson. The referee was out trying to stop him. Coco went to his tights, nailed Tommy, held his arms while Norvell got at him.
Get him out here. I want Hickerson in there, man.
Hey, no, come on.
We don't have to wait. Got no business.
No.
Sticking their nose where it don't go. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait on no match.
On,
Hickerson, Spoiler, ever who you are, bring your butts out here, Jack. Because we ain't got to wait. No, we ain't got to wait. They interfere in matches. They just cost us a match. So I ain't waiting no more. Hickerson, show what kind of low-life scum you are. Bring your butt out here.
They were out there, I understand that, but we've got this match.
No.
Eddie, I'm sorry. We've got to take a break. We've got to take a break.
Somebody better get him out here.
Yeah,
That's one of the matches.
Let's take a break.
We ain't going...
Strings, I've seen you do it before. Get them out here.
No, you've got an expiration of time match out here.
Man, that's a bunch of bull.
Hey. Okay, Tommy and Eddie, I have great sympathy for the way you feel about it.
Come on.
We have got this match, which is an expiration.
He picks his shots. What it amounts to?
Here comes Coco and Norvell.
What it amounts to, Lance? He picks his shots. Last week he beat up a little kid. This week you come out here, Hickerson, and cost us a match. You're going to pay, Jack.
Well, that was the way it went, the first ball of the action in there. And Rich and Gilbert have still you've got this, Eddie. You guys, hey, you're one fall down in this particular thing. You need to get in there. Coco Ware. Fired into the rope. Eddie Gilbert takes over, drops the elbow in. They're one fall down. I can understand wanting Phil Hickerson, but they have this match to contend with. It's an expiration of time match. Tommy Rich with a good knee lift on Coco Ware. They jumped him and got off to a very fast start. Remember, the first ball went to Coco and Norvell Austin. And Eddie Gilbert tags back out to Tommy Rich. Ooh. Tag on Norvell. To the midsection. Hey. We've got about 4 minutes to go in the expiration of time as Tommy Rich, Eddie Gilbert hopped in that ring when they made up their mind they weren't going to get Hickerson. They fired back on the PYG Express. They're one fall down to him. Big one. Dropping that leg down on Norvell. Tommy Rich. Tags Eddie Gilbert. Zip. Beautiful drop kick from him. Puts Norvell down. He makes it to the corner. Tags Coco Ware. Three minutes to go in the expiration of time before we've got to get out of here. Going up. Come back off on Coco Ware. Step. And going after Coco. He hit the deck, and now Ware pounded on him. I saw a chain flag. No question in my mind that while the referee was out of the ring, Coco used something on Tommy Gilbert and Tommy Rich in that first ball. after a pressure point. Coco. Hanging hard on Eddie Gilbert. Two minutes remaining in our expiration of time. Bingo. Tag on Norvell Austin. Norvell and Coco are one fall up. And look at Rich go. Stinging him. Bow. Eddie Gilbert grabs Norvell. Tommy Rich. A little coconut crush right in there. He slammed them hard together. Tommy down on Coco. 1, 2, 3. He got him. Winning the second fall. Tommy Rich nailed him.
Hickerson, I know you hear me. You better listen good. We don't have to wait now. It's Monday night. Memphis, baby. You've had it. Brother, you stick your nose in where it don't belong 2 different times.
Hickerson, what it amounts to, Jack, you can run, but you can't hide, because Monday night's coming, and it's going to be one hell of a night. Hickerson, spoiler, it's going to be Doug Gilbert night in Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey, Tommy Rich, Eddie Gilbert, they're tied up at one fall apiece. We'll be checking the time here in a moment. I don't think we have any more. I do want you to take a look at the teamwork on this. Referee Jerry Calhoun getting Norvell back. Tommy Rich comes down, drops on Coco, and gets a count of 1, 2, 3. And that's taking advantage of the opportunities as they come about, and also making your own opportunities. One fall apiece. That's the way it's going to end up today because we do not have enough time. I would like to remind you that Monday night, the action will begin at 8 o'clock. Additionally, you can get your tickets until 5 o'clock today. You can get them all day on Monday. The new tax will be reflected in the ticket prices. Rick Rude and Angel will be opening up against Rick McCord. We have had some revision. Dutch Mantell.
I just want to stress it real good and real hard. Phil Hickerson, spoiler, Monday night in Memphis, Tennessee. It's going to be Doug Gilbert night because we're going to whip you from post to post.
Okay, there it is, and, well, I don't have time to go over the rest of the card. We'll look for you next week with Dave, and until that time, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.